Men, what do you think of when I tell you to submit? Do you take that as a negative, like I'm asking you to give up and surrender and be weak? For a lot of men, that word submit or surrender does indeed make us think of weakness because of how we've been brought up. We've always been told that you never submit and you never surrender, that instead you defy whoever or whatever is trying to impose their will upon you. That's what makes this verse hard for a lot of men to understand. And what I'm talking about is Proverbs 3 5 through 6. And it goes like this: Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. So, what exactly is this verse trying to tell us? To me, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding means that we do surrender and fully trust in whatever the Lord's plan is. We stop trying to always figure it out and come up with our own plan. I don't know about you, but every time I've done that in my life, I've failed. So the idea of giving it to God seems like a pretty good deal and a relief. Does that make sense? The next part where it says, in all your ways submit to him and he will make your paths straight. Well, that means that we have to set our ego aside completely and give the steering wheel to God. In doing so, if we've been going off track, he'll bring us back on track and make our path straight for what he has in line for us. Again, submission is hard for men because we've been raised and had the social influences that we are to figure it out on our own, and all the pressure's on us. So when you realize that's no longer the case when you submit to God, you realize that you get freedom, and that gives you a power, not weakness. A practical application of that in our daily lives is, for example, thinking about switching jobs, but you want to, because you want to earn more money, right? But before you do so, you pray and you give it completely to God and just trust in him 100% that he'll lead you to the right decision. When going on that special, say, third date with that special lady, all you can think about is that you want to start having sexual relations, right? But instead, taking a pause, praying to God, and having him quell your instincts so that you can stay pure to his word and instructions and asking him for the strength to do so. Or what about getting in an argument with a coworker at work? And before things escalate, you take a pause, remove yourself, go to God in prayer about how he wants you to handle it. Give it to God, surrendering to him, and watch how he diffuses the situation. Look, we all want to appear strong to those around us as men, but strength comes from many sources. And in this particular case, our biggest strength comes in our surrender and submission to the Lord and what his will is for us in all situations. When you really begin to understand that, your life begins to change in ways you could never imagine. Because when God is in charge, it just simply can't go wrong. So look, if this message spoke to you, like, save, and watch again later, and share with someone who could use it as well. If you'd like to donate to my ministry, which I'd really appreciate, just click the link in my bio or in the description, and I much appreciate your support. God bless.